Hello and welcome everybody to the 30th project showcase in our initiative دعم الخريجين. In this initiative, which is presented by the Saudi data community, we aim to highlight the work of our community members via showcasing their graduation projects. In particular, we are focusing on projects which employ data science or machine learning. The goals we wish to achieve are to highlight data science and AI projects, to showcase students' efforts and enable them to share their experiences and their stories, to present those projects to various sectors for the purpose of finding support for our community members. We also want to encourage and to educate prospective graduate students. We want to motivate them to delving into such topics as data science and machine learning. Last but not least, we wish to enrich the community with good material and substantial knowledge in the field of data science. In this initiative, we are targeting recent graduates and technical projects, especially those employing data science and/or AI. We would like to thank our golden partner, Quant, and our strategic partner, Education Statistics Center and Decision Support. Our project for today is titled EyeTracking for ALS Patients. This is a project that aims to translate eye movements into sounds that express daily life usage via an eye tracking system that is based on low cost and real-time eye tracking methodology. Our presenters for today is Samia Nasser Shehri and Shada Taha Yosser. Samia is a computer and control engineering graduate from Sana'a University, and Shada is a telecommunications and electronics engineering graduate from Sana'a University. Welcome, Shada, and welcome, Samia.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Go
We are
ahead.
happy.
You have your screen. The stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. I'm Samia Shiri, I'm control engineer. I'm a member of team contains 5 person. أبيرني نهاد الوي بيرفتاهي شذا and me. And this presentation, me and engineer Shada, I'm going to show you our graduation project, which is relevant to machine learning, mainly computer vision, and image processing mechanisms. In our project, we will implement aspect, outlines, problem, objectives, techniques, system design, implementation. At the end, we will talk about conclusion, future work. New technology is being improved in many fields to facilitate human life in communication, medicine, learning, and science. Recently, the construction became on serving disabled people who cannot practice their daily life normally. One of these conditions is ALS patients. At this slide, we will show a video that demonstrates the problem suffering from and how patients get this disease.
Lou Gehrig's disease
Let us
is a
watch.
progressive neurodegenerative disease that destroys motor neurons controlling muscles. Motor neurons control voluntary muscle movement. Upper motor neurons in the brain run down the brainstem and spinal cord, where they connect with lower motor neurons. Lower motor neurons branch out to muscles throughout the body. Motor signals originate in the brain, travel through motor neurons, and cross the neuromuscular junction to stimulate muscle movement. Motor neurons break down in Lou Gehrig's disease. Without stimulation, voluntary muscles progressively atrophy. As the muscles waste away in the body, the patient will experience weakness and twitches in the muscle before losing control of their limbs and the ability to speak and swallow. The patient's involuntary muscles are not affected, and most internal organs continue to function normally. But chest and diaphragm muscles fail as the disease progresses, and the patient dies from respiratory failure. Patients typically die 3 to 5 years after the onset of the first symptoms.
What in previous video, ALS mainly involves the nervous cell, which is responsible for control voluntary muscle movement. Consequently, people who suffer from this disease cannot move legs, hand, and can't speak. However, they are aware of what is being around. They still have ability of moving their eyes. To take advantage of ALS patients' ability moving their eyes to make eye tracking low cost that translate eye movement to actions help ALS patients to communicate with others. Our target, our aim of this project is to help patients suffering from ALS. I wish to deliver it with very available cost. The target customer is health ministry and facilities and World Health Organization and special needs organization. Then we will talk about techniques. Say the eyes are the window of the soul, but also the gateway to knowledge about how to bring information and what influences reaction and as a tracking techniques, which means the process of their measuring eye tracking activity by getting information about where we are looking. The concept is simple, but the process is a little complex. Tracking is done by measuring gaze or by measuring the relative motion to the head. An eye tracker device must be used for measuring eye position and movements. There are a lot of some types of tracking. In our project, we use optical tracking. Optical tracking normally measurement rotation of the eyes in several ways. And we use this optical tracking, which just used without direct contact to the eye. And it's provided by using infrared light rays and video camera that sense IR rays. In the picture, you say I highlight optical tracking. Two types, bright bubble and dark bubble. In bright bubble, eye light source is on the axis of camera. The light beams is reflected from the retina towards the camera, using the bubble to appear bright due to the reflected IR light. In dark bubble, the eye illuminated with a light source which is not in the axis of camera. We use bright bubble. Okay. Now we will talk about blood detection. We use it in our using in enhanced image. In general, instrument region is very important and challenged due to appropriate object motion, non-rigid shape, distribution, object, and sense occlusion, and camera position. Generally, in all database software, blobs are primarily used. What is blob? Blob is a binary large object. It is considered as a data type that can store binary object or data. Blob is used in database to store binary data such as image, multimedia, file, and executable software code. Image processing, a blob is grouping of connected pixels in an image that shares some common property. For example, grayscale value. The term large indicate that only objects of a certain size interest, and the small binary objects are usually noise. The scenario of Tableau analysis solution consists of following type: extraction, refinement, analysis. Extraction, it is the initial step one of the image thresholding techniques applied to obtain region respect to object. In refinement step, the region is enhanced using region transformation techniques. In the final step, refined region is object, measurement, and final result are computed. Now I will explain steps creating blob. Okay. The thresholding convert the source image to binary image. So we first convert the image to binary image. Then group. In each binary image, connected pixels are grouped together. Every pixel are the same, it is grouped together. Okay? And in merging, the center of a binary blobs in the binary image are computed, and blobs located closer than minimum distance between blobs are merged. Finally, center and radius calculation. The center are radio of the new merged bubbles are computed and return this center. Okay. There is a parameter. We use it in our code in Python. Color, size, shape. Color, you need it to set filter by color equal 1, or set blob color equal 0 to select darker blobs, and blob color equal 255. Lighter blobs. In size, you can filter the blobs based on size by setting the parameters. Shape uh, shape has three different parameters. Security. This just measure how close to a circle the blob is. Convexity is defined as the area of the blob, area of its convex hull. Okay, and interior ratio. All you have to know in this measurement how elongate a shape, for example, circle. This value is 1. For ellipse, it is between 0 and 1, and for line, it is 0.
Okay, and thank you, Samia. And for the system design, as any system has three phases of designing, which is the input and processing and the output. First, the inputs is which cover the capturing the video and goes. Okay, system design. It's about having three phases, which is the input, processing, and the output. Actually, it's the input which covers the video capturing, and then it goes to the processing, which the CPU go fix that out, trade that uh, by tracking the bubble and get the center of the coordinates, and then go into the output, which blob eye tracking, and display the GUIs and translate the gaze of the patient into sounds. So if you go deeper into the system design, which meanwhile the IR lids emitting their lights, the camera captured video and sending its frame to the PC, and then it goes into the processing stage, which receiving the and processing frames through the USB port. Then it goes circle the bubble and detect it, and then track it, and we get have the center coordinate of the bubble. And then finally in the processing phase is mapping the coordinates with the GUIs. And the final stage is, or the phase is, the display the GUIs and translate the patient gaze into sounds, which the patient really need to communicate with others. If you go into the implementation, we have two stages, which is the hardware implementation and the software. We'll start with the hardware. If you can see here is the main component that we use, which is the laptop, IR lit circuit, uh, camera, sensitive IR sensitive camera, magnetic floppy disk, and a stand for the camera. For the hardware implementations, we have also three stages, which is the IR lit frame, IR sensitive camera, and the installation. As you can see, here's 4 IR lids. We're connected in series with 33 resistance and 9-volt battery. Okay, here's the IR sensitive camera, how we deal with it. Because it has a block filtering for IR light, we have to remove the cover from the camera and take off the IR blocking filter, which takes a lot of time and needs to be accurate to not harm the lenses of the camera. As you can see here, we put a piece of magnetic tape of floppy disk in order to block the visible light and allow only the IR light to pass through it. And the final thing in hardware implementation is the installation. We put the camera on the its say this is sunglasses, which is the base of the camera, so the patient can put it in his eyes and can track the pupil easily. Okay, for the software implementation, we had also three stages, which are detecting and tracking, coordinating and converting, and mapping with the GUIs. But actually, we use the Python version 2.7, which is, if you ask me or wondering why we would choose this programming languages, as it is an open source language, and it's easy to learn and to edit for the code. And it was really challenging for us to learn new language, and finally it has a high accuracy. Okay, if we start with the deduction and tracking, we have to set a blob parameters that Samia talks about, which is the area, circularity, and convexity, and the color. Then the frame is reading. We have to convert the image into gray, and the blob deduction, and finally it goes into bubble tracking. We use the MATLAB for calibration the eye with the GUIs. We use the MATLAB for doing that. Mapping with the GUIs, as you can see here, you can see the main GUIs that we use, which are four of GUIs. We put the main things or daily things that patient needs in their life during the day. Uh, and here is the final prototype of the camera or of the hardware. And here's a result of bubble tracking. As you can see, the circle is the circle for tracking the bubble. And here's some values of the coordinates, x and y coordinates. We made an experiment of that as the patient have the gaze on the GUIs. It translates into sounds and says what the patient need. They can say, I need, if he see on the food, he said, I need to eat something and such things. Okay, in conclusion, you can say the percentage that for completing the project is 60%, and we need to develop the construction. It is not ready to be a product yet, but we can do it. We can reshape it and make it better and better how it looks like. Okay, for the aspects, we have some aspects for the project, which is display sounds according to the eye of bubble movement. It is a special design for Arabic patient, which is track their bubbles and translate translate the eye movement into sounds, and which is a low-cost device and easy to use, and build eye tracking by Python code. And finally, for our future work, we're planning to, or we are thinking of allowing ALS patients to write words instead of playing sounds, control the gadgets remotely by eye, such turn off lights, television, smartphones, and such things. And I control the cursor of the mouse cursor. And thank you for listening.
Wow, mashallah, this was a very interesting presentation. It is packed with information, and I would like to genuinely thank you for sharing your work with us. You have done a great job, and I hope that your hard work pays off and you get to help people around the world. I have a couple of questions for you, if I may ask. Uh, I can tell that you had an interest and a fun time, and it was interesting working in this project for you. How would you describe this experience? Can you hear me? If either of you can answer this question. Uh, Shada, you are muted. I cannot hear you. Oh, you are still muted.
Okay.
Okay, I
Now,
can hear you now. Yes.
yes, I tell you, yes, we can hear you. Perfect.
Okay, then can you please describe this experience working on this project? How was it for you? Shada, can you,
Okay, it was,
do you have,
yes,
yeah.
yes, it was really challenging. We have a short
Okay,
period
I'll
to,
answer.
Okay, Sammy, listening. Go
It
ahead.
was very good chance for us. And when we work on our project, we learned a new program language like Python, and we get knowledge about machine learning and computer vision. We work on optimizing image processing. Uh, we get a lot of advantage in this project, and it was nice team working.
Perfect. I agree. Working on new things is, even though it is challenging, as you said, Chada, you get to learn a lot of things, which is quite. Um, it feels good when you learn something new. As you know, part of why this initiative took place is that we want to help motivate prospective graduates who are still deciding on ideas for their graduation projects. What advice do you have for them?
Okay, for your new graduate student, I want to tell them that never give up and learning new things, which is really interesting and make you feel happy, really. And you can keep on uh, and enjoy your journey. Sorry, enjoy your turn. Enjoy your trip.
Yes, I agree with you. Very well said. Even if it's hard, don't give up. It will be rewarding at the end. I totally agree with you. Very well said, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation with us. We truly wish you the best in the future. Thank you to everyone who has joined us, and we will see you with another project showcase, inshallah. Thank you again, and goodbye.